Again, Africa cannot build unity by silencing unresolved histories. Every time a voice rises demanding identity, dignity, or recognition, it is a signal, not of terrorism alone, but of wounds that were never healed. What we are seeing today is not the end of a movement. It is a moment that forces Africa to look in the mirror. From the Sahel to West Africa, from old colonial borders to modern courtrooms, the same pattern repeats. Force replaces dialogue. Punishment replaces truth. This is why Africa is watching. And this is why my warning matters now more than ever. Because how Africa handles moments like this will decide whether our future is built on stability or endless cycles of unrest. I speak today not as a judge and not as a commentator looking for attention. I speak as an African leader who has watched our continent repeat the same mistakes for generations. When a life sentence is handed down in a politically charged case, the question is never only about the law, it is about the message it sends to millions who are already listening, already questioning, already restless. Africa is young, Africa is conscious, and Africa is no longer silent. Across our continent, many nations are built on borders drawn without consent. Communities were divided, identities were buried, and grievances were postponed in the name of stability. For decades, we were told that time alone would heal these wounds. It did not. Time only covered them. Today, when those buried questions resurface, states often respond with force before understanding. Courts become the final answer instead of the beginning of dialogue. Security replaces politics. Control replaces trust. I have learned something in Burkina Faso through struggle and sacrifice. You cannot defeat an idea by imprisoning a man. You can only delay the moment when the idea returns stronger, angrier, and less patient. Real stability is not built through fear. It is built through legitimacy. This is not a defense of any individual or any movement. Africa must protect its citizens from violence. No state can allow chaos, but order without justice is fragile. Peace without inclusion is temporary. When people feel unheard for too long, they search for voices that speak loudly. When institutions fail to represent them, symbols take their place. This is how figures rise, not because they are perfect, but because a vacuum existed. Africa stands at a crossroads. One path continues the inherited system where power speaks and citizens listen. The other path demands courage. It demands dialogue, reform, and the humility to admit that not every challenge is a security threat. The choice we make today will echo far beyond one country. It will shape how the next generation believes in Africa or turns away from it. I want to be very clear about something Africa often avoids saying out loud. Many of our political crises are not new problems. They are old questions that were never answered honestly. When colonial rule ended, flags were changed, but foundations were not rebuilt. Borders remained, power structures remained, legal systems remained. What changed was who sat at the top, not how the system treated